welcome back, class. Quick check-in. How was recess? Show a thumbs, everything went well. Sideways that you guys had a fine recess. And thumbs down that you definitely want me to check in with you. All right, thank you guys for your feedback. For those of you who had your thumbs down, I will make sure that I check in with you when I get some time. For those of you who had an amazing recess, really awesome. All right, so a couple quick reminders before we begin our lesson. One, participation. This week you guys have been amazing, and you guys have all been participating. You guys are moving up on the choice chart. You guys, your marble jar is almost filled, so we'll have our pizza party soon. So I want to see lots of participation, lots of hands being raised. I love that. Also, it's a safe learning environment, so everybody gets a chance to speak. Everybody is kind and courteous and respectful for one another. And keep in mind, as we're learning, we have our 3 growth mindsets. Who remembers what those are? Kaya?
I do, we do, you do.
Yes, and what else do we have? I see the value in, Neil? I see the value in?
Failure, because it learns something new. Challenges as opportunities for growth. An effort for determination, and I can succeed.
Thank you, Neil. Remember, I do, we do together, and then you guys will do it on your own.
Thank you.
Reading with Fluency is going to be our lesson today for our 5th grade class. Reading with sufficient accuracy and fluency to support comprehension is our standard, and we're going to focus on reading a grade level text with purpose and understanding, as well as using context to confirm or self-correct word recognition, understanding, and rereading as necessary. So is it okay if we make a mistake?
Yes.
What do we want to do from it, class?
Help them and let them learn.
And you need, yeah, as long as we're learning from our mistakes, that's perfect. All right, speaking of which, let's go ahead and go over our learning goals. Can I have the class stand, please? Thank you. Repeat after me. I can read with purpose and understanding.
I can read with purpose and understanding.
I can read grade level text fluently.
I can read grade level text fluently.
And show comprehension through voice, timing, and expression.
And show comprehension through voice, timing, and expression.
I can recognize when a word I have read does not make sense within the text.
I can recognize when a word I have read
does not make sense within this text.
I can self-correct misread or misunderstood words using context clues.
I can self-correct misread or misunderstood words using context clues.
And I can reread with corrections when necessary.
I can reread with corrections when necessary.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you, class. You guys may have a seat. Remember, a couple quick self-checks. I know I got it when I can read at grade level with purpose, understanding, and fluency. I can show expression through voice, timing, expression. I can use context to know if I'm reading accurately and recognizing when a word I've read does not make sense. And I can self-correct. So materials that you guys will need today. We're going to be using our book, Esperanza Rising. We went over and we did an introductory yesterday. So today we are actually going to finally start chapter 1. You're going to also need a pencil and a highlighter for your worksheet, which you will pick up. And it looks like that. You guys each have clipboards and you have a checklist that goes with it. And you will also need your iPads. So I'm going to give you guys a minute or 2 to get your supplies. It looks like everybody has their materials. Thank you guys for doing that in a nice, orderly fashion. Does anyone have any questions before we go over vocabulary? It's on Google Classroom. Everybody has it up? Yes, Kaya?
Can you remind me what self-correction is?
Yes. Remember when we were talking yesterday about how when you speak to somebody and you realize when you're speaking you made a slight error? Like if I said, I runs to the park, does that sound correct? What would you say, Kaya?
I ran.
I ran to the park. So just like talking, when you're reading something, sometimes you come across something as you read and you realize it doesn't make sense, or you've said something. That's what we're looking for. We're looking to be able to identify that aspect and reread it and say, oh no, it's not runs, it's ran. Does that make sense? Any other questions? All right, looks good. Thank you, class. Okay, so we're going to quickly go over our vocabulary. Fluency, once again, is the ability to read with speed, accuracy, and proper expression. Purpose, the reason for which something is done or created for, or for which something exists. Self-monitoring, Kaya?
Is when students monitor their self-presentations, expressive behavior, and nonverbal affective displays.
Scan, Neil?
Look quickly, but not thoroughly, though, a document or another text in order to identify relevant information.
Thank you. Rhythm is a strong, regular, repeated pattern of movement or sound, and skimming is when you read something quickly to note only the important points. Comprehension, the action or capability of understanding something and reread, the act of reading something again. Okay, any questions on vocabulary? Okay, for those of you who need it, make sure you look at your translations to make sure that you have your vocabulary words down for our assignment. Okay, next, as you guys know, you have your worksheets. Fluency readers, remember, fluent readers pay attention to accuracy when you read the words correctly, expression, when you read smoothly, not like a robot, I don't read like this. You change your voice to match the punctuation. So if we're excited about something, we're going to speak with enthusiasm. If you have a question, you raise your voice at the end, like what? And if you have a period, make sure you end with a normal voice. Read like an actor, sharing a story with the audience. So you want to read like you would speak. Pace. Read at a normal, natural speed. Not too fast and not too slow. We don't want to read like this. Use this worksheet, right? Do I speak like that?
Yeah.
No. Use this worksheet to guide you as you read with your partner. Okay, punctuation. Change your voice to match the punctuation. We just covered that. In comprehension. Check for understanding while you read. You're going to do these movements on your worksheets. That's why you have your pencil and your highlighter. You're going to check the boxes you feel you mastered, highlight the areas you need to work on, and any questions that you have on the back, if you're struggling with a word or there's something that comes up, make sure you ask those questions on the back of your worksheets. Does anyone have any questions? Wonderful. Okay. The other worksheet that you have is your Fluent Reader Check Sheet. You're just going to check to make sure that you've done these. They're very similar to the other worksheet. Okay, so you have two to kind of help remind you. Any other questions?
No.
Okay. So before we do our team sharing, I'm going to give you a quick example. So we are going to be reading Esperanza Rising, and we're going to begin the book, right? So it begins actually with Papa and his daughter Esperanza. So when we read and you're acting and you're reading like you're the person, the character, you're going to read with emotion and feeling. So you give me feedback if you think that I read this like a dad would say it. Our land is alive, Esperanza, said Papa. Talking. What do you think?
You read too slow.
Neil?
I think you not only read too slowly, but I think you are missing a lot of emotion, and you didn't have a lot of movement and what the character would actually say.
And did I read the sentence correctly?
No.
No, I didn't even finish the sentence, right? I kind of stopped and kind of ran through a period. And yeah, so when we're reading, we want to read with expression. So I have a quick video for you guys to watch before we do that. So if I was reading as Papa, I would say, our land is alive, Esperanza, said Papa, taking her small hand as they walked through the gentle slopes of the vineyard. So I changed my voice for Papa versus changing my voice as the narrator. Now you guys can change voices when you're the characters, and as the narrator you have a constant, smooth talking voice. Does anyone have any questions? Wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the video, and then we're going to begin our partner reading.